I just sobbed like a little baby in the theater. I just was really, really moved by their connection, not only the characters, but between the actors. I just thought there was something very true happening, and it was moving to me. And again, it's this incredible story of overcoming and friendship and expanding as far as you can into who you are and who you can be. So I really, really enjoyed that. And I think I did a little post the other day about Olivia Gatwood's book, Whoever You Are, Honey. I love that book. I thought it was really interesting. I need to read it again right away so that I can understand everything in it. Okay, so, and then Jules asked, when is your next convention? I've been asked to do a convention in June, so I might do that. I know that I'll probably go to the UK for a book signing probably around that time, so maybe I can do both. Not sure. And then Danny asked, will you ever sell any of your print work or perhaps do a gallery show for us to see some outside of what you post on social media? And kind of similarly, Naomi asked, have you thought about bringing your artwork out on print for us all to buy? I mean, if you want it, like, yes, I will. I can make that available to you. I just think I've just started with that kind of things. I mean, those are the things that I do to just stay creative and let some things out that are in my brain out on paper. As far as the photography goes, in answer to your question, Danny, I do sell that print work through Digital Fusion and through the jenniferbeals.com. So you can, oh, I got a little crazy hat there. So you can get that there. And I have done some gallery shows in the past, but they were under my married name. And here's kind of an interesting story. Well, I think it's interesting anyway. I went to Haiti in 1989 to photograph the elections. And oh gosh, it makes me laugh every single time. So I went to go photograph the elections, which were very problematic, very bloody, and I, printed all this work when I got back to New York. And a friend of mine said, Jonathan Demme is curating a show. You should submit some of your work. And I didn't want to submit it under Beals. I just thought that would be, I don't know, it didn't feel right. So I submitted it under my married name, and I got a call that a piece had been chosen for the show, and so I went to, and he wanted to meet me, and I met Jonathan because we worked on Devil in a Blue Dress together. But I went to his office and I was sitting in the waiting room and he came out and he said, "Oh, Jennifer, it's really nice to see you." He said, "I'm so sorry I can't talk right now. I have a meeting." And I said, "You have a meeting with me, actually." And he was surprised and very kind. And the piece was included in the show at the Schomburg Center. And it was great. I felt really honored to be part of that show. So yeah, photography is really on my mind. And I think photography is on my mind partially because the notion of memory is on my mind. How do we talk about identity and memory and essence and all of those sorts of things, and what do photographs serve, like, other than mnemonics? Like, are they just mnemonics, or as a tool to help you remember, or are they something in and of themselves? I don't know. So those are the questions that I'm asking myself. Anyway, there's this thing happening on the screen. I don't know what's happening. So, but yes, I would do a gallery show, but I think really right now what I want to do is get all of my photographs, all my negatives organized and all my negatives scanned digitally, because, you know, I see what's happened with the fires, and I think about all the incredible, you know, artwork that's been destroyed. Obviously thinking about all of the people and all of the animals, and again leading us to thinking about memory and how do we come together as a community, and how memories and identity and community all converge together. Yeah. But in any case, I've been thinking about, oh, hi, there's another hat. So I've been thinking a lot about memory. So yes, I want to take care of my negatives. I want to take care of photographs. I would love to do like a monograph maybe, or something. Would be kind of interesting, even if it's just for myself. Boy, this is really weird. Like just constantly talking and not like hearing another voice is very, very weird. So Brooke, curious about your spirituality. You seem so at ease. For sure. And connecting with nature and source. How do you find a path, and what keeps you there? Okay, first of all, I am not always at a path. I am not always at ease. I am all kinds of hot mess a lot of the time. But being in nature and meditating really, really helps me remember that there's something else, and that all these emotions that I'm feeling, like whether I'm really angry or really sad or, you know, enraged or whatever my ego wants to do at that given moment, these things will pass. These things will pass. So I think the repetition of a practice is really, really helpful in those moments. Like, you know, whether it's yoga or meditation or drawing or, you know, walking in the forest or just walking, is really, really helpful. And helping other people, like looking outside of yourself and going, that person needs help and I'm going to figure out how to help them. Or just, you know, really looking other people in the eye, like anytime, like when you're at a restaurant, you're at a Starbucks, you're wherever, and you just look the person in the eye who's serving you, and being kind to you by handing you your coffee or whatever it is that you have, and just really trying to see them and get out of yourself. Did you notice I have a little friend with me here today? Just wanted to say that. He's really happy to be here. I'm really happy you could be here with me. Thanks, appreciate that. So what else? Oh, Vicky T, what was your impetus to get into acting? I was in a play as a kid, Fiddler on the Roof. I played Hodel, and there was this moment where I didn't feel like myself, like I was myself, but not myself. And it felt like flying, kind of. It was just so delicious. And it's kind of like, in a way, some of the other things that we're talking about, like it's when the ego gets a little break, kind of, I don't know, that's a relief. So it was really that, and my older brother was an actor, and it was always, hi little hat. My older brother was an actor, and he was great. He was had a wonderful singing voice, and I grew up with Paige and Daryl Hannah, who were both professional actors when we were little, and I was really so curious about that. Like, they got to go do that and somebody paid them to do that. That was pretty amazing. But really, it was that first experience playing Hodel and getting to, you know, fly, kind of. Am I ever going to do a convention in Europe? Yeah, I would do a convention in Europe. I think that would be fun. I did one actually a long time ago, and everybody was so nice. Everybody was so nice. And I would definitely do a convention in Europe. I just really like it when we're all together. Like, this is one thing, and I hope you all read each other's comments, and I hope you all reach out to one another. That's like would make me so happy. But I really like it when we're all together. I think that's really important. Like, this is one thing, but I hi-hat. But I think it's really important when we're all together. Olivia McGowan, what song from your childhood can transport you back to that time of your life? Okay, so I had a 45 of Michael Jackson's ABC, and that, hearing that song completely transports me back to my childhood, back to my little room where I would hide the record in my drawer so that my brothers wouldn't make fun of me. And I think the B-side of that was The Love You Save. The Love You Save? I think it was. I think that was the B-side. But yes, definitely that song. Emily, what are your favorite ways to express your creativity outside of your professional life? I love to take photographs. I think I process a lot through visual images. Like, I process emotionally through visual images, but I also have started writing more and have been writing short stories, and that's really fun because no one ever sees them, so I can pretty much write whatever I want. And I'm part of a writing group in Los Angeles, which is great. Like, it's so great to have a group that, you know, supports you and is they're so wise, but you feel like you can present anything. Nobody's going to judge you. So that's been really fun. And I really like to draw and explore with different things with drawing. I love charcoal. Though when the charcoal comes out, my family's like, uh-oh, what's happening? Is she okay? The charcoal's coming out. But I'm shifting, it's not always so dark. And yeah, I think those are mostly the ways. And I love acting, and I love storytelling. Yeah, so those are the ways that I like to express my creativity outside of my professional life. What is the next one? Oh. Emily, okay, we did that one. Oh, yes, here we go. Make kind loud. On your nature walks, do you ever stand in the middle of the trees and sing? Much to the consternation, probably, of the trees themselves, I do, every now and again. And, you know, there was this one time during COVID when I went out for a really long hike in the snow. I had my snowshoes and the dogs were with me. And somehow I got lost. And I was out for way too long. And my dogs know the way home. Like, I trust them, my one guy particularly. But I knew that to stay calm, I would sing. So I would sing, and I think I sang the entire show of Hamilton on the way down the mountain. Poncho's mom, I've been your fan since Flashdance. That's a lot of years. Do you plan on slowing down and enjoying the fruits of your labor? Well, here's the thing. I mean, I just really love what I do. I really love what I do, and I want to be as fully alive as I possibly can for as long as I'm alive. Look at that hat, that's funny. So for me, that is enjoyment, but I hear you. Like, there are days where I think, oh, wouldn't it be great just to live in a yurt in the middle of nowhere and write and draw and read. But I need to be in the world. I think that's part of my challenge as a little bit of a natural hermit, and I just really, 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 really love acting, and I love storytelling. And I love producing. I love working with writers. Hello, hat. I don't even know what that thing is. What was that? I can't tell what that was. Let's see. Okay, Al Randolph. Hey, Jennifer, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? I think the best piece of advice I've ever received was from my mom, and And I was really little, not really little, but like, I don't know, 9. And she said, the worst thing they can say is no. She said, make sure you ask for what you want, because the worst thing they can say is no. And I've taken that to heart in every negotiation, to be sure. PH, what is something you loved that your parents did as a kid? What's your happiest childhood memory? Oh my goodness, I have so many happy childhood memories. So many, I don't even know where I would begin. But one of the things that we did that I really loved was we had family Olympics every Sunday. And so there were all these different events that we would do. There would be like 100-yard dash, there would be push-ups, there would be wall sitting, there would be jump roping, and then it all ended with poker. And I just remember being a little kid, like sitting on the bed. We were all like you know how like the family bed can be like an island, and all the kids get on the bed and the animals get on the bed, and there's like a pile of pennies, and we all had our little pennies, and we'd play poker. That would be the end of, the Olympics. For the last questions, because my God, I'm just blabbing on and on and on. This is so bizarre. And thank you. I really, really appreciate you being here. And I want to thank you for all these incredible questions. Some of which I promise I will get to later. And I also want to share with you, and I encourage the rest of you to look at some of the questions and what are the things that people shared that bring them joy, because that was one of the questions that I asked, like, what brings you joy? I want to ask another question. I want to ask 2 questions, actually. One, what would you like to see here? Like, what do you want to do with this space? Or what would you like to see me do with this space? And then the other question is, Eileen Chaikin and I, along with our CEO, have started this company, multimedia company called Run Amok. And what are your hopes for Run Amok? That's what I would love to ask. What are your hopes for Run Amok? And yeah, there's that. And then I want to end with this last question, which really kind of blew my mind. So I want to end with this last question. I have to find it. Sorry, this is taking me a while. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Buffalo. What is your best definition, reason for love, why we love? I had to write it down because I didn't want to forget. I think to love is to remember where we come from. I think to love is to remember source. And Nabokov has this quote, and he said that our existence is but a brief crack of light between 2 eternities of darkness. And I think it's actually the opposite. I think we come from light. I think we come from love. And then our spirit enters this world, and every now and again, we remember where we come from. We remember source. And so often that's through love. And when we're able to experience the other or the beloved without our ego, which most often tries to like hold on so desperately, I think by loving something or someone that is not us, we remember this light, we remember this source that is with us always. It's part of us always. And so I think to love is really an act of remembering. So thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to try to figure out, like, I don't really remember how to turn this off. So this might be an adventure for me trying to turn this thing off. But I want to thank you all for being here. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you. And please be so kind with one another. So kind with one another. And to yourselves. Okay, lots of love to everybody. Bye.